Tips on perfume. Always get a sample at the store before you actually buy the perfume. Try before you buy. From Fancy Nance. So it's Fancy Nance. As you can see right here, I make bracelets as well as keychains. I did that in the last video, showed you some of my favorites. And I will put underneath the link where you can order keychains, bracelets, dog collars. I'm very creative and crafty. But today, let's talk about perfumes and 10 of my favorite rare perfumes. Let me give you just a little bit of background before we start. I just bought this new perfume holder, which is great. I have cords inside of it, but on top, I display all my beautiful perfume bottles. And over here, I have a few more little trinkets on my little display wall in my hallway. Anyway, where did my love of perfumes come from? Well, I suppose it was when my mom had Eau de Joy, which is an old perfume, and I started trying on perfume as a little girl. And I had a very sensitive nose, and I could smell almost any flavor in any food that she cooked. And so, therefore, I began to love perfume as a little girl and started buying perfumes at a very young age. Now, the thing about me is that when I started to love a perfume and it went out of style or out of business, like my Quai de Crizia, which is my all-time favorite perfume, I would keep reordering it from either kiosks or online. So I have to say that even if a perfume goes out of style or becomes discontinued, I will still find it somewhere online. And sometimes you can find it at a flea market. I found many a perfume at flea markets. So there's plenty of places to find perfumes. On a side note, my nails are Revlon gel, and I will link that below as well. And so I've always loved perfume. When I was 7 years old, my mom helped me display little perfume samples in the public library. I'm originally from Chicago, now living in Los Angeles. So in the suburbs of Chicago at the library, I displayed my little perfumes. As silly as it may seem to some of you, it helped me start my perfume collection. And I was so proud that the library actually put my name and displayed a few of my little perfumes. I collect some minis too, as you can see here. I love the little mini bottles. So I may not have all the newest perfumes because I may not like the scent because of the way my nose is made, but when I do have a favorite, I will keep buying it over and over and over again. So today I have 10 perfumes that I picked out that I would like to review for you and give you the notes and then give you my opinion. So let's get started. Let's start today with Pink Sugar. It's a classic, great for millennials, even for teens, and I still love it. I'm young at heart, and I just love the way it smells. Yes, it's sticky sweet. We all know that if you know anything about the name Pink and Sugar. I'm wearing my pink ring and that I designed. And I love the little mini roll-on that you can get in gift sets sometimes around the holidays or sometimes at department stores or drugstores or even at flea markets. And you can take this in your purse, roll it on when you're in your car or out on the go, and you will smell sweet and fresh all day long. I love when they give you little minis with the large size of perfumes. For me, I like to buy the largest size possible so it lasts the longest. Sometimes you can only find the Eau de Toilette. Sometimes you can find the Eau de Parfum. I normally don't buy the actual parfum because I found that the Eau de Parfum is just as strong and probably will last just as long. And I love the way the pink top is hot pink on the bottle of my Pink Sugar. Now I'm going to give you the notes of Pink Sugar. And for those that don't know what notes are in the perfume industry what they make the scent up from. And I am going to read off a list of notes that I found and that I know of. And some of them you may not have heard of. And so then I am going to put an explanation in between that I have researched. So let's start with Pink Sugar. It has bergamot, silicon orange, raspberry, fig leaves, Lily of the Valley, licorice, strawberry, red fruit, cotton candy, vanilla, caramel, musk, wood, and powder. And I think most people will smell the cotton candy. That is my personal opinion on this one. So let's talk about some of what you may not have heard of and then move on to the next perfume. So what is bergamot? It is an oily substance extracted from the rind of the fruit of a dwarf variety of a Seville orange tree. It is used in cosmetics and as a flavoring in tea. It's a common top note in perfumes. And I think it's very sweet, and that's why they use it in perfumes. And here's what the fruit actually looks like. Let's stay with the pink theme and move on to Prada Candy. So I found Prada Candy a couple years ago and I fell in love with it. I use bottle after bottle. I think you can tell I've asked for my birthday gifts from a couple friends for Prada Candy. It's so sweet, but in just a different kind of way than pink sugar. I also love these tiny little bottles. I display them next to the large bottle. I keep my perfumes in sections, as I showed in the beginning of this video. I have all my pink perfumes displayed together with the bottles, all the gold bottles displayed together, and some of like the amber browner bottles displayed together. So whatever colors come together in my perfume collection, I try to display together. I guess that's the organization girly in me. But in any event, let's talk about Prada Candy and the notes and what it is kind of made of, the scent. I would say it is mainly caramel, musk, and vanilla, or at least that's what the experts say. So when you smell Prada Candy, it definitely has a powdery after scent after it like weighs on your skin for a little while. It's not quite as sweet as pink sugar, but it's a more adult, beautiful, gorgeous scent. And it is one of my favorites. So this is Prada Candy. And now we have Juicy Couture, which is Viva La Juicy from Juicy Couture. And I fell in love with this from a sample. Like I said, try before you buy. I don't know what it is about this perfume, but I just love the smell of it. And the notes are wild berries, mandarins, honeysuckle, gardenia, jasmine, amber, caramel, vanilla, sandalwood, and praline. And now I'm going to tell you a definition of one of the notes in case you don't know what it is. And I really do love this perfume. It is just really feminine and I just keep buying it. So what is sandalwood? Sandalwood oil, commonly found in perfumes and air fresheners, may help promote alertness, relieve anxiety, and prevent skin cancer. For centuries, East Indian sandalwood oil has been a popular ingredient in medicine in India. It's also used in traditional Chinese medicine. Some studies have supported the idea that sandalwood has health perks. So it's used in perfume and also good for your health. That's what sandalwood is. In keeping with the pink theme, let's move on to the next perfume, which is Ed Hardy. I like Ed Hardy because when I first smelled it, I thought it was peaches. But it turns out that the notes that I'm smelling are strawberries. Yes, they use strawberries in a lot of perfumes as you look at the notes and you see what the makers are making. Now, Ed Hardy to me has a little bit more of a fresh, sweet scent. I have to tell you, just for my opinion, I do not like garden type scents. I don't like anything that smells green. And I do not like things that smell really fresh or very, very musky. I tend to like the sweeter, more candy type scent perfumes with some that are a little bit spicy, a few. So anyway, this is Ed Hardy and it has another little pink companion, which I absolutely love. The tiny little mini bottles, they're so cute. the notes: apple souffle, mango, wild strawberry, and red grapefruit over the mid notes of freesia, muguet, and linden blossom. The scent finishes on base notes of amber, musk, tonka bean, and vanilla. And I'm going to tell you what tonka bean is right now. So what is tonka bean? Tonka bean is the black seed of a South American tree, which has a vanilla-like fragrance. The dried beans are cured in rum or other alcohol and then used in perfumery and for scenting. And that's why a lot of these perfumes, they say the notes are vanilla. And a lot of them come from this tonka bean. So that's tonka bean. I just like the scents of these pink perfume bottles. It's not that I like pink perfume bottles. They just make all these bottles pink. I guess that's the perfume industry. The next one is Jean Paul Gaultier, and it's called Madame by Jean Paul Gaultier. There is no cap that's missing, if you're wondering. So, basically, it has a little necklace of its own that you pop on, and it has a little, like, dog choker. It's kind of, like, very edgy. That's what they want it to look like. Jean Paul Gaultier Madame may be one of my all-time favorite fragrances, and I really mean this. My friends came over and tried it one by one by one, and all wanted it for their birthdays. And so yes, I've bought many a bottle of this perfume. No, it's not in department stores any longer, but you can order it online. I'm now about to tell you what the main ingredient or note is. And then I'm going to tell you exactly what it smells like, even all it's not the main ingredient. So, it is made from orange zest. Not orange, but orange zest. But this perfume smells like cherries. That is it. I know there are other perfumes that have cherry as their top note, but this perfume in particular really smells like cherry and orange mixed together. The actual notes on it are orange zest, sparkling rose, musk, and cedarwood. Isn't it funny that some of the notes on these perfumes, like you'd never think cedarwood would make up something that smells like beautiful cherries or something soft or sweet, but that's just the way the perfume industry works. And this is one of my all-time classic favorites, and I cannot tell you, if you want to try a perfume, buy this online. It is absolutely gorgeous, Madame, and it smells delicious. This stunner is Délices de Cartier. Yes, it's by Cartier. It's a very expensive perfume, and it has a tiny little mini bottle. How beautiful are the tops on this perfume? Just absolutely stunning, gorgeous. And the notes in this perfume are frosted cherry. So this one is the cherry perfume for sure. We've moved from pink now to red bottles. It's got bergamot, again, which we talked about the definition of, pink pepper, violet, jasmine, freesia, amber, tonka bean, which we already talked about, again, musk, and sandalwood. I'm also going to let you know that if you ask at a department store for one of these little pink puffs, this one actually happens to be by Madame by Jean Paul Gaultier. This one has perfume on it, so you can see I've used it quite a bit. If you spray perfume on these little puffs that you can sometimes get at the department stores and put it in your sock drawer, then your socks will smell delicious. Or you can put it in your undergarment drawer. But in any event, try to get a little puff if they still make them at some of the department stores or something like this. Spray a couple spritzes of perfume on it and put it in a sock drawer, and it will just make everything smell so good and fresh. Let's move on to some gold bottles. So Quai de Krizia is a perfume they don't make any longer. I wore it in the 7th grade. I don't know how I exactly found it. I just know that out of all the perfumes ever made in the entire world, and I'm definitely a perfume, Quai de Krizia is my #1 favorite of all times, ever. And I've bought more bottles than I know how to tell you. And it smells sweet, but sweet spicy. And unless you try it, you won't know what it smells like. But I'm telling you, it is just so gorgeous when it's on that people have stopped me for years and said to me, "What are you wearing?" And I say, Quai de Crizia. And I have one bottle of Eau de Parfum and one of Eau de Toilette. And I have some used little mini bottles that they used to sell. And the notes in Quai de Crizia, which you can still get at kiosks in different places, because I found it. Obviously, I'm still wearing it. I bought a bottle recently. The notes that are the top notes are peach, hyacinth, neroli, and bergamot, which we spoke about bergamot. The middle notes are carnation, orange blossom, orchid, orris root, jasmine, lily of the valley. The rose base notes are leather, sandalwood, which we talked about, amber, oak moss, and vanilla. Yeah, there's a little bit of vanilla in it. So I'm going to give you a definition of one of the notes, and I can't brag any more about this perfume. You just have to go and try it. It is worth buying it. So what is neroli? It's an essential oil distilled from the flowers of the Seville orange, used in perfumery. So again, orange is very common in perfumes. The next favorite of Fancy Nance is very popular, Hana Mori. It has kind of a tropical scent when it goes on, and has kind of an Asian flavor that turns to powder. And it's absolutely really beautiful. Its notes are strawberries, bilberries, which I'm going to tell you about, black currant, which I'm going to tell you about, Bulgarian rose, jasmine, ylang ylang, sandalwood, which we talked about, almond, and praline. So let's discuss the notes on this beautiful tropical scent right now. So what are bilberries? Bilberries are distinct from blueberries, but are very closely related to them. What I'm showing you now is a bilberry plant. And blueberries are more common in North America, but bilberries are used to scent perfume sometimes. So what are black currants? They are a small, round, edible blackberry that grows in loose, hanging clusters. I'm sure you've also seen them in the dried variety at a grocery store because they're very edible and tasty. And they're also used to scent perfume. So what is ylang ylang? It's a sweet, scented, essential oil obtained from the flowers of a tropical tree, as shown here, used in perfumery and aromatherapy. So that's what it is. A very popular scent, Daisy by Marc Jacobs. And I love the little caps. To me, it smells like sunflowers. And I know they've come out with different variations of this perfume. Yes, this one's a little bit fresher for me, for my taste, but I still liked it enough that I've bought a couple bottles through the years, and I love displaying it. And the notes on Daisy by Marc Jacobs are, again, strawberry, violet leaves, ruby red grapefruit. That's probably what it gives the freshness. Gardenia, violet petals, jasmine petals, musk, vanilla, and white woods. So here you have it. A good perfume that's a staple, Daisy by Marc Jacobs. And my last perfume I'm going to review today and talk about is a Fendi perfume, which is rare, and it's Asia by Fendi, an oldie but a goodie. And it is spicy, and I love the way it smells still to this day. Kind of like cinnamon sticks, but it's got maybe a little bit of an old Chanel kind of flavor to it, along with something really sexy. And I will tell you that this is a very sexy perfume. And the notes are apricot, raspberry, peach, lemon, and bergamot. Cinnamon, there you go, carnation, rose, orchid, honey, vanilla, benzoin, sandalwood, cedar, amber, and musk. It definitely has that musk kind of spicy smell, and I don't know how hard it will be to find, but I would love another bottle because I just love this perfume. It is spicy and hot. So it's a smoking hot perfume. You want to turn someone on? Well, Astia, Fendi. Okay, that's too much information. In any event, I wanted to let you know my bangles are from my own private collection over the years. They are diamonds, and they are in white gold, yellow gold, and rose gold. I had collected them for many, many a year, and I now have a collection of them. And again, my ring is a Fancy Nance original. Have fun with perfume collecting. Collect some perfume bottles that you can actually place actual perfume in and use them as either atomizers or as sprays. Or you can just display some clear perfume bottles and some crystals like I have done, and it just makes a great centerpiece around the rest of your perfumes. I thank you for joining my perfume haul, tutorial, and educational video about what ingredients are in what perfumes, and I hope you will join me soon. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Fancy Nance, FANCIENANC. And please subscribe to my YouTube channel, Banter Entertainment. And I will see you soon.